Why is China not stepping up on either side?
I think because much of that rhetoric, which many in the West and many in Europe are falling for, that China, it's the Chinese century, frankly, it's just been rhetoric.
Then here, DW, talking about Russia-Ukraine stuff. Could Russia evade Western sanctions benefiting China? What did they talk about again? I forgot. I'm tired, guys. It's like something. China should have stepped up, but they didn't, and the Chinese century narrative is a myth or whatever. That was what one analyst said. Okay, like fairly compelling. I think it's a complicated topic, because it seems quite likely that China is going to be a huge player in the 21st century. I mean, they're just such a large economy already, and they're going to continue to grow in all likelihood at a really significant rate. People have been talking about China only growing at 5%, and it's like 5% is really fucking good. Okay, we could talk about them fudging the numbers. Probably they are fudging the numbers to some extent. Probably there is some unsustainable growth embedded in those numbers, like with housing development, for example. But still, net, it seems extremely likely that they're growing very fast. Like the U.S., for example, if they grow 2%, it's a good year. Like most of the time, it's around 2, sometimes below. And then with Europe, I think even 1% is a good year. So if they're getting anything in the ballpark of 5%, then they're obviously growing quite tremendously. So it seems quite likely, but basically guaranteed at this point, that China is going to be a really significant player in the 21st century. The question is, what role are they going to play exactly? Because in the implicit in the phrase, the Chinese century is that they're going to dominate everything. They're going to dominate political spheres. They're going to dominate economics. They're going to dominate history. They're going to dominate science. They're going to dominate everything, and we'll see exactly how that plays out. I think there's significant uncertainty there, on all of those levels. Perhaps most notably, or most topically here, what kind of role is China going to play on the global stage? Are they going to essentially try to take up the role of a global hegemon that the U.S. has had for many decades now, or are they going to, or is it going to be more like, they're a regional hegemon in Asia, and they're going to try to optimize for their own interests in that region of the world, but in general, it's not like you should expect China to take the lead on global governance and things like this, or to be some sort of world police or anything like that. So, if those are obviously like two kind of relatively extreme, there's a relatively extreme dichotomy there. But if I had to pick between those two options, it seems much more likely that they're going to stick to their region of the world, and they're not going to be like global leaders in the way that the U.S. has been for many decades, for better and for worse. There probably are going to be negative repercussions from that if that is the case, and there probably also going to be positive repercussions from that, because some of the world police type stuff that the U.S. has done hasn't resulted in positive things. For example, the most obvious example is the Middle East, right? So anyway, interesting topic. We'll see what the 21st century has in store for us. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I don't die anytime soon. Hopefully you don't die anytime soon. Let's all just survive. That's the main goal, I think. Let's all just survive for as long as we possibly can, and try to get through this particularly dangerous period in human history. Even that last statement is complicated, like because people are living longer than ever, but probably from an existential threat standpoint, now and since the nuclear bomb was invented, has been the most dangerous time in human history. I think that's true. So you have this kind of strange juxtaposition where life expectancies have gone up massively, yet at the same time, existential risk, excuse me, for the entire species has also gone up dramatically. So that's kind of interesting. Like I've heard, I think it was Eric Weinstein who put it in physics terms. It was like that kind of like a potential energy versus kinetic energy, something like this. So the potential energy of risk, so to speak, has grown tremendously, even while the kinetic energy of risk or death or violence has gone down. Something like that. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. All right. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, all right. 4.04. I'll take that. All right. All right. Yes. Okay, if my computer cooperates with me, let's... Oh, fucking piece of shit.